Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to Mr. Pizza. So my name is Brian. So today I'm going to talk about the current my individual assignment. So the topic is accounting and finance, and crossroad the role of regulation, ethics, and society in commercial financial reporting. So specifically, I will be examining the growing use of non-GAAP reporting, the risk it presents, and what the regulators can do to address these issues. So for the introductions, non-GAAP measures, also known as alternative performance measures, are increasingly used by companies to present their performance. My position today is that this measure can improve relevance, especially for firms in fast-changing industries, but they also carry significant risks when regulated. So the key questions I aim to address is: do non-GAAP measures enhance financial transparency, or do they disrupt investor understandings? So the importance: increasing use globally, especially in technology and IPO markets. So what are non-GAAP measures? Non-GAAP measures are financial metrics not defined by IFRS or GAAP. Examples include adjusted earning, core profit, or normalized EBITDA, which means is earning before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortizations. So, okay, for the purpose claim is reflect true business performance by excluding unusual items. But the problem is that the managers decide what counts as unusual, which creates rooms for bias and selective presentations. So the first argument is the theoretical tensions. From a theoretical perspective, this creates clear tensions with the IFD conceptual framework, which emphasize faithful representations and neutrality. However, research shows that many companies remove recurring expenses such as the restructuring and marketing costs to present the stronger results. So from the ground 2012, the 2012 highlights that this exclusion often helps meets the analyzed forecast. So the positive accounting theory is the manager adjusts figures to meet forecast and compensation goals. So next is the key argument 2, real-world influences. In practice, several contextual factors drive the use of non-GAAP measures. First, the global shift towards intangible-based economics means traditional accounting often struggles to reflect the value of creations. This encourages firms, especially tech and digital companies, to rely on the alternative metrics. So the second, regulatory environments vary. This the set in the stricter, while the ESMA and Malaysia adopt a more principle-based approach, allowing more distractions. So and the third, the cultural factors matters. So in Malaysia, many investors are retail-based. The risk of the misunderstanding non-GAAP metric is higher than other countries. So next, I'll talk about the key argument 3. The key argument 3 is the behavioral and the reliable issues. So the non-GAAP measures are not audited, meaning they rely entirely on management judgments. The behavioral research shows that investors, especially those with less expertise, tend to focus on the headline and just numbers. So the research from the Kuo and Lee 2010 found that even when the reconciliations are provided, investors still give more weight to adjust figures. So this combination of subjective and investors' bias increase the risk of misleading financial communications. So the next one, I'll talk about the local context of Malaysia. The Malaysian Institute of Accountants 2023 report found that several IPO companies inflated normalized earnings. They excluded the recurring costs such as the marketing and the inventory loss, so make the result is more stronger than the result is more stronger in the actually. So So the policy and recommendations. To address this issue, 5 key recommendations are given. So the first one is to standardize definitions of APMs. So like for example the EBITDA and the adjusted EPS. The second one is to require limited audit assurance for cancellations, mandated equal or greater prominence for IFRS figures, industry specified guidelines to ensure the relevance, strong enforcement, especially for IPOs disclosures. So why is this recommendations matters? The first is improve the comparability across firms and industries, reduce the managerial bias and selective presentations to protect the retail investors who lack in technical experience expertise, reinforce credibility of financial markets, and ensures non-GAAP measures supplement, not replace the reliable reporting. So the conclusion is the non-GAAP reporting offers benefits but it carries significant risks. Without a clear regulations, bias and manipulation can mislead the investors. So a balanced regulatory approach to protect the stakeholders and maintain the transparency. So the call to action is to strengthen the regulatory oversight to preserve trust in the financial reporting. So that's all my presentations. So thank you. Any questions?
Okay, alright. Thank you, Brian. Any questions?
I have a question. So I just want to ask, if non-GAAP measures can be misleading, why not simply ban them entirely? Wouldn't that solve the whole issue?
For me, I think a complete ban of non-GAAP measures might seem like I think it's two straightforward solutions. It might, I think it needs a long time to let the companies need to have some, the actions. They need to take some actions to do this, and I think the metric of the IFRS does not fully capture the elements like innovations, expenditures, and platform growth or customer acquisition costs. So this, I think, it still can provide some of the additional insight. It cannot be as the main, but it can be as the additional. Yeah.
Okay, alright. Thank you, Brian, for the response. Okay.